Gambia Health Ministry is considering extension of quarantine period to 21 days after a trial failure. Uganda has discharged first batch of COVID-19 patients after successful treatment. DR Congo's fight against Ebola is yet to conclude despite a waiting period of 52 days. This and more coming on The World Today. Hello, it is 17:04 GMT here in our studios in Banjul. You are watching the World Today News Bulletin on Africa TV. I am Amadou Kante, and now the news in detail. Now, following the confirmation of the COVID-19 on two security officials a day after they completed the 14-day quarantine period, the Ministry of Health is on plans to increase the COVID-19 incubation period for 7 days more. Meanwhile, scientists in the health sector are expected to bring up justification to effect the change in the quarantine policy. Julden Jai has more details of that in this report.
The Ministry of Health is considering the increment of quarantine period by 7 more days, owing to the novel nature of the COVID-19 pandemic. Director of Health and Education at the Ministry of Health, Modun Jai, told iAfrica Good Morning program on Monday that the new quarantine period will likely to be 21 days. The move came after two security officers were tested positive of the coronavirus a day after they completed the 14-day quarantine period under the ministry.
If they give us that advice that there's a need for us to increase in quarantine period, automatically we have to go by that. Actually, as you know, corona is a new disease. That's why they call it novel corona. Novel means new, and then not much is known about it. So we keep on moving back and forth.
The two female officers who tested positive of the virus and one whose case was inconclusive as of last week are members of a female security contingent who returned from United Nations Peace Training Mission in the United Arab Emirates on March 20. Gambia registered 5 new cases of coronavirus, bringing the number of active cases to 6 following a latest set of 26 laboratory test results. For the first time since the confirmation of COVID-19 in the country, traces of local transmission of the virus has been confirmed on 2 cases. Mr. Njai said COVID-19 being a new disease, scientists around the world are working tirelessly to bring about solution to the pandemic. On the side of the ministry, the Health Promotion and Education Unit renewed pledge to strengthen the country's national health laboratory to be able to conduct tests of COVID-19 anytime soon. For iAfrica News, I am Julden Jai Sware.
And from the report there by Julden Jai, of course, next we report on military matters. Because the Gambia Armed Forces confirms the arrest of Corporal Sergio Conte and Corporal Ismaila Sedifai in connection with missing fuel coupons at the defense headquarters worth over $300,000. The soldiers are presently in custody of the military police pending the outcome of the investigations. A dispatch from the Armed Forces explained that all guards and soldiers on duties at the defense headquarters on Wednesday, the night of the break-in and theft, were arrested and detained by the military police. All the soldiers are in open custody, meaning they are allowed limited freedoms. And from that, in other news, days after several African ambassadors in China raised concerns over discriminations against Africans in China over the spread of the coronavirus, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zhou Lijian has spoken on Guangdong's anti-crime measures or anti-epidemic measures concerning African citizens in China. And of course, that matter has been discussed. He said in a press release that China and Africa are good friends. partners and brothers, and that their friendship is forged on the basic joint efforts to seek national independence, liberation, economic development, and better livelihood in the past decades. Media reports had it that African students in China have been evicted from their homes and mistreated over fears that they could spread the coronavirus. Many Africans complain of being subjected to discriminatory COVID-19 testing just because they were either blacks or Africans. But the Chinese spokespersons noted that the time-tested friendship with Africa is a treasure for both Chinese and African people. Humanity signs to the darkness of the epidemic, he said. Zhao Lijian stated that China and Africa are again tiding over difficulties hand in hand, and their friendship is again elevated during the COVID-19 pandemic, noting that the pandemic is a challenge of all mankind and it can be only defeated through concerted international efforts with mutual understanding, mutual support and cooperation. And from that development in China, elsewhere, a nuclear power aircraft of the French Navy docked in the southern French port of Toulon on Sunday after suspending its mission in the Mediterranean and the Atlantic due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 on board. As you can see in this footage, the Charles de Gaulle aircraft carrier entering the Toulon port area after 50 crew members tested positive of coronavirus. According to local authorities, an operation is currently underway to evacuate 1,900 sailors, while 3 were hospitalized. All personnel will reportedly be tested for COVID-19 and put under quarantine for 2 weeks before being allowed to return to their families. The aircraft's carrier will undergo a disinfection operation starting Tuesday. France is the third worst hit country in Europe as of Sunday, with over 100,000 reported cases and more than 14,000 deaths. And from that development in France, we will now take a break and come back shortly with the remaining of the stories. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You are watching the World Today News Bulletin on Africa TV, and now to the rest of the stories. Next to Uganda, where Uganda's health workers are in a jubilant mood after the release of 4 COVID-19 patients who underwent successful treatment of the coronavirus. More than 10 patients are expected to be reunited with their families as the country continues to fight against the deadly disease. Authorities have warned the public against stigmatization, saying those that left hospitals should be embraced. Let's have more of that in this report.
Joyous celebrations for these frontline medical workers. They are celebrating the release of 3 COVID-19 patients from this referral hospital. It's been 21 days since the first COVID-19 patient was admitted here.
We don't go back to our families because we are contacts. We don't go back to our families. So for us, seeing our patients improving and being discharged, it gives us a great joy and encourages.
The patients, all male, now coronavirus-free, were not shown to protect their privacy. The discharge of patients has indeed offered a glimmer of hope as the country continues to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. Health officials are confident many more will soon leave this facility. 15 more are expected to be discharged in the next few days. But as they hope to return to their homes, they could have another battle to fight: stigma.
I'm calling upon the community, please accept these people, because you need to support them psychologically, accept them, give them a lot of hope.
The government has also put up strict measures to curb the spread of the coronavirus. Schools have been closed and a lockdown imposed.
The progress we have made as a country in the war against this pandemic is partly attributed to this foresight and other preparation.
While some significant progress can now be celebrated, these doctors and nurses still know too well that the fight is far from over.
Ugandan doctors, they are very happy after the release of the first batch of COVID-19 patients. Next to DR Congo. Well, Democratic Republic of Congo has registered a new case of Ebola after waiting for a period of 52 days. The case was confirmed on a 26-year-old man in the eastern part of Benin after he consulted a traditional healer for treatment. He later on died in hospital. Let's have more details of that in this report.
The new confirmed case of Ebola was found in a 26-year-old man in the eastern town of Beni. Congolese health workers say the man consulted a traditional healer when he fell ill and got treated for poison. He was later transferred to a health facility after his condition deteriorated. But he died there. Tests conducted confirmed he died of Ebola. His death has dashed the hopes of many Congolese who were expecting the outbreak to be declared over.
We are very disappointed, but it is not a big surprise for us. I think that we will try to deal with this new case with the experience we have. And I'm not sure that it will be a new outbreak. I think that it will be just a case which will be encountered quickly.
Health experts from the World Health Organization and the DRC have sent teams to start tracing the people who came into contact with the patient and investigate the case.
We have to take care of the cases. We have to do all the package of activities and wait till the end of the treatment of the last cases before start counting the 42 days.
According to the WHO, the outbreak can only be declared over after 42 days elapse without any new infection. This is the 10th Ebola outbreak in the DRC. It has occurred in a region racked by conflict. Authorities have recorded 300 attacks on health facilities and 11 deaths of health workers since the outbreak began in 2018. The new case has taken the response effort back to square one. The DRC had gone for 52 days without recording any new Ebola case. The discovery of the case in Beni has come at a time that the country is grappling with the coronavirus pandemic and other diseases that have claimed thousands of lives.
And from that report there in DR Congo, let's end this news bulletin on sporting related matters because the Confederation African Football CAF has suspended all matches that were scheduled for May due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the CAF's emergency committee, the suspension will also affect the continent elite football competition and under-17 Women World Cup qualifiers. Sports analysts say the latest move by CAF is understandable despite its financial implications. For more of that, we go with this report.
On Saturday, the Confederation of African Football has decided to postpone all matches scheduled in May. CAF's emergency committee announced an open-ended delay to the Champions League and the Confederation Cup semi-finals, as well as the under-17 Women World Cup qualifiers.
We're expecting the postponement could last until mid-June if the coronavirus pandemic gets better. But otherwise, we're expecting further delays for all matches. It is a logical decision. It has huge financial losses, but there's nowhere safe to play football on earth right now.
With CAF's decision this weekend, all African competitions are now officially postponed indefinitely, including the Africa Cup of Nations and World Cup qualifiers.
The situation is not catastrophic yet. In the Champions League and the Confederations Cup, there are only 5 matches remaining that can easily be recovered. Once the coronavirus threat is over, CAF can in 4 weeks catch up and begin the new season.
So far, the situation could be recoverable, but that may not be for long. COVID-19 has not reached its peak yet in most African countries.
It may take the continent several months to recover from the pandemic. Cancelling competitions is not yet an option for CAF, but that might not last for long.
Well, we hope that the, of course, coronavirus pandemic would be, of course, a fight and, of course, taken away from the entire world, because it seems like it's hitting so many things, and sport is not an exception. So that, of course, qualifiers can also continue, and hopefully Gambia can qualify for the first time. Well, viewers, with that, we'll bring this news bulletin to an end. But for more details of this and other stories, you can also log on our website on africa.tv. Many thanks for the pleasure of your company, and do stay safe. Thanks and bye for now.
Have your say.
Fellow Gambians, my government has approved a $500 million emergency fund, which the Ministries of Health and Finance will work on for disbursement and use to fight COVID-19 menace.
xaalis bi tege yomb na waaye xamul lu jafe mooy séddale bi niñ ko séddalee ak ndax danañ ko jox ñi ko yeeyoo wala duñ leen ko jox loolu moo jara laajte.
cos loo xam ne la nit yee tax ñu joxe ko te nit ñi ñoo leen fa teg te xaalis nit yi la comme xaalisi population bi la wax dëgg yàlla li gënoon mooy ku nekk gis sa boppa
man su ma sañoon daal ñu séddoo ko nu mu waroo buñ si def xaaj loo ñii diw nañ ko si.
commencé njàng mu baax nit ñi di faju feebar di faju tan feebar di faju dafa xemul kombo loolu affaire bi du kombo rek nañ génn ci àll bi yëpp ñu defar fa hôpital li war man mi nekk kombo moo war ka nekk fototo moo war ka nekk Pokaw Njóogu moo war ko nekk feneen.
waaye nit doo ko mën a wax mu teg këram joxuloo ko dara lu mu lekk soo ñun balaa corona dañu rey xiif moo ñoo rey.
nguur bi su nekkee ne 500 millions Gambie ñaata population bi ñun ñaata lañ.
2 point or 1 point.
ok 2 point boobu noonu su nekkee dañ ko war a séddale si nit ñi ku nekk ñaata la war a am.
million su bëri soosu noonu nañ ko xaaj jox xel benn xaaf ñu téyegum ñu jël beneen xaaf bi yóbbu ko ci communauté bi ñu téyegum.
parce que ni nga arda ko bulu courant lu sorota ani borolu sayin pentan lu panande nyante hakilo falol fanan kan
ya foko ngata si suo kono man sala million be maburu nga bulo kono man sana la kuol bebe kuo be kala jeto hananyil min fankana fontolian ko ngata si suo kono fotolo man tara man sa do kuol nin karo fate man tara kejo
xaalis boobu dañ ko war a xaaj ñu jël xaaj bi dugal ko ci wéru yaram bi ñaareel xaaj bi dugal ko ci askan bi.
Have your say.
Hey there.